We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank
you. Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy. Hey, all you Tugger to Tuggets. I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
And we're on speed. It's the weekend, so we're like on a new level. Yeah, I was thinking about that. It's not, I haven't worked today. And like, I have energy. And this is going to be like a high level, whatever thing.
I'm like, oh my God, it's a Sunday. And I'm like, we're not supposed to be doing this today.
I know. We are an abomination.
And I didn't even get a nap today.
What?
But I'm drinking my mimosa, so I'm
Why
good.
aren't you napping? Why did you nap?
Because we put this recording right in the middle of when my nap was supposed to be.
Oh, do you have like a mid-afternoon nap?
Yes, I'm old, so I have to have my naps.
Well, don't you have your morning nap and then your afternoon nap and your pre-dinner nap? Or your pre-supper nap? Your pre-supper nap? It's prior to supper.
For the supper, are we supping, Daddy?
Oh. Supping sounds like sopping. That could be wrong. And then you have a sopping daddy. I mean,
hey.
Yeah.
Some people like that. There's a whole niche.
Maybe someone will walk by and this is a sopping daddy.
I'll make a t-shirt that says that. Sopping daddy. It's like, people are like, what is that? Like,
don't worry about it.
Why don't you find out?
Listen to whatever episode number this is, and then you'll find out. And then like, subscribe, and all the things. Or share, tweet, I don't know. Do we have a Twitter?
No, we don't yet.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Twitter's confusing.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, if we don't TikTok, Twitter's like...
Well, I mean, like, we could do Twitter, but like, I don't know. I just use it for porn.
Oh, yes. But don't you have what? It's 150 characters or less?
140, I think.
Okay. I think that's not enough.
Not for us.
Oh, yeah. We need at least 3,000. It needs to be double-spaced, MLA format.
So how was your week?
Oh, my God. We haven't talked about that in a while. So pretty standard. Nothing too funny to chat about, except I did watch, have you seen Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar?
I want to watch that.
It's $30 on Amazon Prime, but worth it.
Still?
Yes, I know. So it's like so out there that you're like, what am I watching? But then you're like, okay, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay that much.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to wait till it's free.
I don't know when that'll happen. So you might be waiting for a while.
That's fine.
But it was good. So I watched that. I'm doing a lot of DIY still. I changed out my light fixtures with different light bulbs, and then I painted my ceiling because they had like the shiny paint on it in the kitchen. It was very bad. So that's been my week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Not much going on. We are still in the midst of getting our plumbing redone.
Yes, like, everyone that's listening, there is beautiful, beautiful cardboard all over the floor. I think it's like vintage, right? It totally adds to the like loving charm.
We're
of the
giving
house.
you what do they call it when something is about to be knocked down?
I don't know.
Like, what's the word? When,
demolition?
No, but it's like a rundown building, like a tenement.
Dilapidated?
Well, yeah, or like, it's a tenement?
I don't know.
I think it's tenement. So we're giving you tenement realness right now.
That sounds kind of like it's an insult, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But
your house is still like beautiful. That's the funny thing. It's just like there's like little stuff on the floor.
Well, and it's like there's stuff all over the place. Like they've had to clear out closets and they had to do all this stuff. So we have stuff everywhere. And I'm just like, I don't even want to clean now because I'm like, we haven't had the cleaning lady over, and I'm like, okay, we need to fix this so we can get our house cleaned.
Yeah.
I miss every other Monday coming home and like smelling that like smell.
Pine Sol.
Yeah, like that that medicinal smell of like the cleaning products.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, me too. And then we like booked a trip for my birthday. So yeah, we're gonna go to Seattle for the weekend.
Nice.
And I'm like, that's gonna be fun because, you know, it's just I want to get away, and Andy will be vaccinated by then. I'm fully vaccinated.
Have you gone to Seattle before? I feel like we've talked about this.
Yes.
Okay.
We went a couple of years ago, so it'd be nice to go back and check it out and see how it's changed.
Is that where you went to the restaurant and then you went out and then the people like wanted to spend money at Cheesecake Factory? Or was that
was
else?
Vegas.
Okay. But I feel like you have a restaurant store. Like I feel like you have a similar story in Seattle.
Well, I had. That's whenever somebody tells me they're going to Seattle, I always tell them to go to Biscuit Bitch.
Oh, that's right. Who did we have on that we talked about this with?
I can't remember. But I tell everybody all the time. Whenever I see, like, if I'm on Instagram and I see somebody I follow, they say they're going to be in Seattle or they are in Seattle.
We had a guest. Why should I should know this?
You should know this.
We had a guest and we talked about Breakfast Bitch.
Was it? Oh, you know what? I think it was Travis.
Okay.
Was it Travis?
Maybe. Sorry, Travis.
We saw him today.
Oh.
Yeah. We were at Starbucks and he was with his boyfriend, Evan. And I was like, hey. And we were trying to figure out what his name was.
Wait, Travis's name?
No, Evan's name.
How'd you figure it out?
See,
Did you look at the cup?
No, we looked at.
Oh my god! Let me see your
messages.
drink order.
Oh my
what
god,
did you
I love
get?
that.
Let me see it. Oh, let me try. That's actually a smart thing.
Yeah, but if they even got the name right,
I'd
be like, what is this? It's Evan. Oh God, okay.
Do you spell your name with a Y?
I told you like one time I went there and they spelled my name POL at Starbucks,
No.
and I'm like, I guess that is Paul, but
It's Paul.
But also it's better than the time that they wrote my name as Bob. And I'm like,
oh my god, okay, I have a story about that. So me and my cousin Val were at the airport because we used to fly back to Riverside for college because we would take the same flights because whatever. And she went to the Starbucks place and she's like, oh, my name is Val. And they gave her cup and it said Ball, Ball. And I was like, what? And so like, yeah, that's a fun one. I was like, Ball?
Did you ever do that when you were in, when you worked at Starbucks?
No. I always try to get the names right.
Really?
But I always would give fake names. Okay. Like I said my name was like I think Hamilton once. I think.
Did you break out in song?
No, this was like 15 years ago, pre-Hamilton.
You didn't miss your shot, did you?
I don't know.
Of espresso?
No. What does that mean? Isn't that a duel? Isn't that like a duel?
No, like he sings a song. I'm not gonna miss my
I've never seen
shot.
the Hamilton movie or the musical.
You've not seen the
IRL.
Hamilton?
No. I haven't. I don't know that. I haven't seen it.
Everybody took a shot, right?
Oh God. What is that? People might die if they do that drinking game. We don't want our listeners to die. We want them to spread our love to other people. Like the spring, spreading pollen. No?
Yeah, right. We're in the middle of a pandemic and spring comes up and like everybody's allergies are going out of control.
Allergies?
No.
I don't either.
But I'm just like, read the room,
But those
bitch.
people that do.
Read the room, spring.
Take your Claritin and get out. Can we say that? Take your generic antihistamine and get out of here.
Anti-histamine.
Yeah.
That's my drag name.
Oh my.
But it's like anti, so like AUNTIE. Histamine.
Like anti-gays?
Yeah. So that's my drag name. Antihistamine.
I like that for you. Is it because you make people like cry so much from your beauty? Their eyes water?
No, I try to keep them from doing that.
There you go.
See?
Like, don't cry because they have no tears left to cry.
Oh, that was a song.
Or like, don't cry for me, everybody.
Did you know that Ariana Grande is like she has the most songs ever in lip syncs for your lives on RuPaul's Drag Race with 7 total.
Really?
Yeah. But you know, Valentina, once she heard like Ariana Grande, she probably was freaking out in the back. Like,
Hashtag
my God, triggered.
Wait, 7 songs?
7 songs.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a lot.
I know.
Over what, 13
almost
seasons?
as many as RuPaul.
True.
I mean,
RuPaul has 8.
All right.
Anyway,
so we're getting into our. This is going to be part 2 of our
it's part 2.
careers.
Did you ever used to watch those on VH1 where it's like, I love the 80s? Part 2.
No. I used to watch. I used to love. What was the one where they give you the information behind the video? Pop-up video.
I was like, behind the music?
No, pop-up video. I used to love.
I don't know. I didn't watch that one.
You don't know what that is?
I do know what it is.
Take a shot, everyone. It's a video.
Sorry,
it's
listeners.
a show where they play videos, but they give you like information about the song or anything about that.
So it's basically like Spotify behind the lyrics.
In a way, yes, but they were really funny.
Oh.
I used to love it.
Huh.
And they had the theme song and everything, like, you just knew it was pop-up video because they're like, pop, 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 you know, and it was fun.
When was it on the air?
It was like the 90s, early 2000s.
Okay. Huh.
So, I mean, you can go back and watch it on YouTube or something.
Yes, I will do so.
Will you?
First episode.
Because you put it on your list?
Yeah. Well, hey, if it's on YouTube, I'm always on there.
I know you are.
Pop-up video? There we go.
Oh,
anyway.
From 1996 to 2002.
I was only 6 years old.
Okay. So moving on to the careers.
Part two.
Part two.
Yes, because we're so careered.
Well, I wanted to start off with like this whole thing, like, okay, so you have interviewed people before for jobs. Mm-hmm. I have also, because I've been in managerial positions before.
Ooh, yes. Wait, what was it? The
ladies department manager. Thank you very much.
I think that needs to be your drag name.
Like Karen from finance, but Paul, assistant ladies department manager. They can't fit that on a flyer.
Hey, I mean, that's why we don't have a Twitter, because you can't put that on the freaking Twitter handle. It's too many characters. That's too many, what is that? Letters. Do spaces count?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I know, right? It sucks.
Anyway.
So, all right. So I'm going to do a couple of like interview questions.
Okay.
And, you know, if
World peace.
April 24th.
24th. Or whatever. Where it's not too hot and not too cold, and all you need is a light check.
A miscongeniality for you.
Thank you so much. I'm so congenial.
So the first question I'm going to ask, that we always ask this, and like I was very like, this is the first question I would ask, and then depending on the answer, I would just shut off or whatever. So my question was, why do you want to work here?
Damn. I've never been asked that.
No. Really?
I've never been asked that question. I always prepare for it. And it's always some like so like stupid, like, I really think that your company is making a change and I can contribute to that change. And I really want to help the world. Blech. Like all that crap.
You know what? But that's okay, because those are the kind of answers that I was looking for. Let me tell you, when I worked at like Target, I was was this also like in any restaurants or? You know what?
Or more like the corporate.
It's more like the corporate, like retail part.
Okay.
So when people would come in and I'd have to do an interview, I'd always be like one of the first interviews, and then we take them on to the second interview with one of the ETLs. But that was my first question I asked was, why do you want to work here? And I swear to God, this is a little note for everybody out there. Do not say this when somebody asks you this question. Oh, I need the money.
Oh, I was going to say, what's the worst you heard?
Yeah, I need the money.
Oh.
And I'm like,
at least lie a little bit. Like, I really think that this organization would bring value to my career and the growth in that that I'm trying to have on my trajectory.
See, like I would be okay with that. I'm like, you want to feed me a bunch of bull? Shove it up my ass. I don't care.
Ooh.
But like,
make it hurt, make it fun.
I know you need the money.
Yeah,
you don't have a job. That's why you're here.
No, clearly you just want this for fun. Unless you're retired and like don't need a job because you don't need to work and you're just doing this for fun. Like, make something up.
You know, and like don't. And then when I ask, okay, so I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
So here's another one.
Okay.
Like, why our company in particular? And you know, and I'll be like,
I would probably do a similar sort of thing, like, you know, I feel like that your core values align with what I'm looking for and what you've done to help the community. Blah, 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 blah,
but do you do research before you go in?
Yeah. So
about
I feel
the company?
like, yeah. So I've had
a
similar question. Yeah. If everyone out there, like, do your research. Like, do your research. I've had interviews for a consulting like placement, which people don't even care when you're a consultant. They just like, do you know what you're talking about? And they were like, oh, like, do you know our story? And I was like, no. But I ended up getting the job because I was like, I have a skill and expertise. But like for different jobs, they like, those are important things. Like, do your research, know what the company's doing, and then throw like a thing that shows that you actually like read the about info.
Right.
Like about our company.
Well, because I used to, when it was a Target, I'd be like, oh, you know, why do you want to work here? You know, and they're like, well, you know, I think Target's a great company, blah, blah, blah. And I look at them and I'm like, it's fine to say you shop here. It's totally okay to say that. It's because we want people who shop here to work here.
Well, I feel like Target, like I could totally like, I like Target. There's good quality products. There's also, I feel like that you can have career growth in Target. Like these are things that you could say.
Well, I used to like when I get that question, I'm like, oh, when I applied at Target, I was like, oh, whenever I come in, I shop here. I love it. Whenever I come in here, everybody looks so happy and is so nice. Mm-hmm. Everything. I think that's great, and that's the kind of company that I want to work for.
Oh, you're hired on the spot. Nothing left to ask. $7,000 bonus.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, I've thought about this one before, and whenever I get asked that, I'm like, do I want to say like with your job to the hiring manager in your position?
I've always wanted somebody to say that to me, because then I'd be like, here you go.
What I say when people ask that, because I'm still kind of like mid-career, I'll be like, well, I really want to see myself growing to management positions so that I can then coach younger, people who are fresh out of college so that they can then learn and grow in the industry.
Blech.
I know. I see myself as the VP, the CEO.
I see myself bent over this desk getting it.
Ooh, in the break room, because I want to get broken.
Oh, break my spirit, daddy.
Because I'm dirty, I need to be cleaned up.
You're like the microwave. Just don't put fish in me.
I will tell you this. Another tip for everyone out there: like, don't microwave fish in the break room.
After you get hired, yes.
After you get hired,
don't do that. Like, we're talking about like the interview process right now.
Oh, I'm just saying in general.
Like
even in the interview process, don't bring your lunch. Don't microwave your fish. Don't. That's like a no. There's certain foods that you don't microwave that you don't put in the microwave, and fish is one of them. I'm happy that you had salmon last night, Veronica, or whatever your name is, Donna. But like, let's keep it at home.
And
right?
like broccoli.
Oh, I do. I do that all the time.
Do you really?
I'm the broccoli cauliflower guy.
It smells like ass.
Oh, it smells like fart. So we'll get into it, but when I worked in Carlsbad, my manager was like, Joe, people think that your food smells bad. Can you microwave it like before or like eat it cold?
At home?
But I was kind of like, I remember I was like, is this an HR thing? Like, should I talk to HR about being discriminated against because I'm microwaving broccoli?
I feel like you guys are being harassed and bullied because of my cruciferous.
On my cruciferous vegetables and based on my food choices. That's like not inclusion.
I only know that word because of Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
Because there was a whole episode that Sheldon only ate cruciferous vegetables.
Yeah.
And then he thought he had like some kind of like internal problem, but it was just gas.
I've had that happen. A lot of times it's always gas.
I'd say let it go. Mm-hmm. See if you need to, paint with the colors of the wind before we go to the emergency
bathroom. Wait, did I tell this? Did I tell you this story before?
Which one?
That I thought I had my appendix burst, but it was just gas.
No.
So this was like 3 years ago. And like, I think we all know I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac, like a little bit, like a diet hypochondriac, like hypochondriac zero.
Yeah.
Like all the flavor, but none of the calories. All the worry, but none of the
symptoms.
So I was like, oh man. So let me preface, like the day, like for lunch, I had a bag of mozzarella cheese, like shredded mozzarella cheese.
So now it's just like a ball in there.
Yeah. So it was basically fermenting in my intestines. And so like at that like 4 o'clock time, I was like, well, my stomach feels kind of weird. What is this? And I was like, is this gas? Oh my God. And then it just got really, really bad. And my ex-boyfriend was a PA, so he worked in like the ER, and it was like, help, please, right? And he like was like, well, lay on your back, and like I'm gonna push on your stomach, and if it's your appendix, it's gonna hurt really bad. And he did that, and I was like, oh my God, it was like writhing in pain, and then I almost threw up. So then it was like, crap, like I was not working. My insurance premium for an ER visit was $380.
That's why you were eating a bag of mozzarella cheese.
Yeah. And so I was like, crap. Oh my God. Well, like, can we just drive to the ER? We'll sit out front, right? Well, like,
hopefully, if I'm adjacent to the emergency room.
I'll get like the good juju from the ER. So like, we drove, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I want to walk around. And then it was like, it slowly got better, and it was like, oh my God, it was gas.
Did you just let like a juicy one out, or
no?
something?
It slowly just kind of got better.
Oh, like a balloon letting loose. Exactly, like you let air out of a balloon. Was your ex-boyfriend like, you need to get the out of my car?
No, because I was like walking around and I was like, why is this happening?
He's got a slow leak.
So yeah, that was my one story. Anyway, we can get back to it.
I don't even know where we were now.
I have a lot of hypochondriac stories. But I am a survivor of mozzarella cheese. Shredded.
Yes.
So I mean, if you,
what color is that pin? Is that like off white?
It's like a white pin.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, with like it's shredded mozzarella shredded. Yeah. 16 ounces of mozzarella did not do me well.
Okay, I get no.
Mm-hmm. I think I put pepperoni on it and thinking it would like add. I don't know. So yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah. It was deconstructed in my body for sure. I needed the carbs. Now I eat real pizza.
Okay. Well, glad to hear it.
That's right, everybody. I'm safe.
So do you still, like, when you write out your resume, do you still put like the objective part on there? At the top, you know how like when you put your name and everything, and then there's supposed to be an objective, like to obtain a.
Oh no, I don't.
No,
mine. Yeah, because I feel like I remember reading something on LinkedIn. It was like, we know what your objective is to get hired,
right? And that's the thing. I was telling Annie this the other day. I'm like, people just don't do that anymore. Because,
it's a summary. So on top of my resume, I haven't updated my resume probably in 2 years, but like I have like a summary, and then I have skills, and then after that, because like. I don't want you to have to deduce what I'm good at. I'm going to tell you.
Right.
And it's like, here's what I've gotten. Like, here's a brief synopsis of my background. And then here's my skills in quotations. And then here's my work history.
Now, do you have more than one type of resume?
No, just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because see, because I've bounced around the different fields of work, and I feel like I still do that. It's like, okay, so I have one specifically for food.
Absolutely.
Stuff.
Yeah.
One for retail, and then one for, office work or something like that,
Well, but that's important because, like, you need to tailor it to the job at hand.
Right. We're giving you tips, people. Write this down.
Yes. And we have had a lot of jobs, so we know what to do.
I know. I'm trying to remember which job I ended off on last episode.
I don't know.
Oh, I think it was Steinmart.
Maybe.
I think it was Steinmart. So should we just get back into it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that I also want everyone to know that, like, we're not bad at our jobs. We just like variety.
And I'm older, so I've had more time. So, like, a lot of these jobs I've been at, except for Taco Bell, but I was there for like 3 days.
Well, I've only been working in the industry, I think, for 8 years, and I've had like 13 different jobs.
Oh,
yeah. Well, but I know, right? Well, a lot of them are contract or consulting, so like it's very like project based.
See, because when I was looking at resumes, I would look at that too. Like,
it's a red flag for people, and I'm like,
oh, totally.
I'm like, oh god, because people are like, oh, what you're not employable, and it's like, no, like projects end, and like I'm like, it was a detriment to me because my resume would get overlooked. But then when I got into an interview or like a phone screen, I would explain it, and they're like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
So,
because like for me, when I would see that, I'd be like, so what happened here?
Or what's that gap in history?
Right.
What'd you do for 4 months? Huh?
I wonder if people are going to have like a gap in history, and it's going to be like from March 2020 to March 2021, like didn't have a job. And then people are just like, oh, I got it.
Girl, you good. You good.
You good. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay, yeah. So Steinmart was the last. What about after that?
So I think after that, I went to the House of Blues because they were opening up a new one down in downtown Disney, because this was when downtown Disney was being built. They already had like the other part, which was like the marketplace or something like that that they had. And so they were expanding on it next to Pleasure Island. So they were adding
next
more.
To what?
Next to Pleasure Island.
What was on Pleasure Island?
So Pleasure Island was kind of cool. So it was this place where they had like a movie theater, and there were a bunch of clubs and everything. And I used to love going to those clubs and bars. There was one, it was
like for adults.
Like for, adults.
Really?
And you could take some kids to some of the places, but you didn't really want to.
No.
But they would have... the unofficial gay night was like Thursday night, because that's when all the
it's always one of the days.
Yeah, because it's always the Disney employees who got in for free.
Okay.
To Mannequins. That was the dance club.
Oh god.
And it was like there was a bottom level, and then there was like a top level where you could like see down into the dance floor.
Oh.
But it was like so much fun, and like I used to love going there. So like that was part of our rotation.
Is it still
for the week? It is just, Pleasure Island is still there. It's changed a lot. because like the surf club I don't think is there anymore. I think they've changed mannequins and it's closed down because they did close down because I remember seeing online they had a party at the end and
with all the mannequins. They didn't have mannequins at mannequins.
They did not have mannequins at mannequins.
Okay, they missed so many. Like
I know.
Oh my god, that would have been. Ugh.
But that's where we would all vogue. You know, because we look like mannequins.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's right.
So next to there, they would opening up like, the downtown Disney part, and I used to, I opened the box office, and I was I never worked.
This was House of Blues, not like the restaurant.
Oh, well, it was the restaurant and their club,
but you didn't work on the restaurant side.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was so cool because I never worked at a box office before, and I was like, oh, this is fun. Like, get to see all these concerts.
Like did you wait the ticketing?
Yeah, the box office, so like where you get the tickets and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I used to the worst part was when people would come for Sunday brunch because like we had a gospel brunch.
Oh, yeah.
So people would be like, well, what kind of music is it? And I'm like, it's freaking gospel. Like, so if you're looking for like raucous, like good time, this is probably for you. If you're looking for like grandma service, this probably isn't for you, And then they'd be like, well, I can't.
This ain't your grandma's gospel.
Right. And I'm like, they come back and they go, I can't see anything. And I'm like, okay. Remember when I showed you where your seat was? And I said, there's you're not going to be able to see that much from where you're sitting, but you still wanted the seat?
Ma'am, there's a pole in front of you, and you won't be able to see. Thank you so much. This is great. Sir, I can't see.
But I will say their bread pudding at that place was so good. Oh. And I used to love that because that was where I had helped them create their gay days kind of thing with RuPaul and stuff. I got to see Aretha Franklin with my mom because as a thank you for helping them with gay days, they're like, you could pick any show you want. We'll get you 2 tickets and we'll get you VIP access and stuff like that. And I said, I want Aretha Franklin.
Did you know who was coming?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I actually saw her.
Well, yeah, you were at the show.
No. I mean, like, I went like upstairs to where, because one of my friends worked in the cashier office.
Okay.
And so I would go up there and visit them and stuff like that, say hey. And so I was going to go up there to see if she was working. And there was Aretha getting her check for the performance because she had gotten in, like, she had people who stole money from her almost all her career, so now she is the one who gets paid.
Really?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
And I rode in an elevator with Dan Aykroyd because he was an investor in House of Blues and stuff, so he was there one night.
Big names for sure.
I know. I saw Veruca Salt there and Garbage and all these like really great bands, so I love that. And then I took that one and went to Hard Rock Live, which was Hard Rock Cafe's, live show stadium over there. And I got to see like Robbie Williams and Elton John and stuff like that. And I really liked that one because like it was cool because at House of Blues, the box office was outside of the venue and away from the restaurant. So it was like, we were kind of like our own little like building. Whereas at Hard Rock, it was part of the venue. Like we were built into the venue.
It's still in Florida, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that was kind of cool because then I could hear the performance going on behind me and stuff like that. Because like right through the door, you go right into the venue.
Oh man.
And then there was another door that went into like the restaurant and retail shop. So every night at a certain time, they would play YMCA.
Oh my God, yes.
And some of the servers would get up and like start dancing and stuff. So I had a hard hat in the box office from when they did construction. So I would close down the box office.
Oh my God, stop.
For like a couple of minutes.
We're not taking any customers right now. Hold on.
Oh my God. I'm going to get you your tickets, but I'm going to need you to...
This is my jam. I'll be right back.
I got to go perform real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. So I put on my hard hat.
The fans need me.
And I would get on the counter and in the retail store and like start doing the YMCA.
And you brought in the customers.
And people loved it. Like it was kind of fun. I would pay to see that.
Did you get tips?
No, I wish. Sometimes I got just a tip.
Oh.
Speaking of that.
They gave you their Hard Rock.
Speaking of that. Okay. So I'm sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
So
did she do naughty things at the Hard Rock?
Well, not really necessarily at the Hard Rock.
Near the Hard Rock.
But
Hard Rock adjacent.
Yes, exactly. So they had this thing where they had people who are rock stars in each department. So
it's like, yeah, the performers.
Well, like, who worked there.
Okay.
So as a gift one year, they were doing this like Hard Rock festival up in Atlanta. And they decided as a thank you.
Atlanta.
Yeah, in Hotlanta. As a thank you, people from all over, the United States, if they worked at a Hard Rock, got a trip up there. So they put us all in a bus, filled it with alcohol.
They didn't even fly you?
No, because we're in Orlando, so it's not that far.
How far is that?
It's like 8 to 10 hours.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
In a bus?
And we drove overnight.
Were there bathrooms?
Yes, there was a bathroom in there, but one. And you were like trying really hard not to do a number 2 in there because somebody did it and we all got mad at them. Especially the people in the back.
How many people were on the bus?
So there was like, I think around 28 people.
Okay.
And like they gave us like a whole case of like hard liquor. So you can imagine these are like bartenders, servers, people who are getting drunk all the time anyway. So one of the guys that was on there was this guy that I was kind of talking to.
Did you do something dirty in the bathroom?
No, not in the bathroom.
After it was dookie smell?
No, we actually just did it in where we were sitting because he sat next to me and we were talking and stuff like that.
And then sat on you?
No, I just kind of gave him a handy under the blanket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was like 3 a.m. and people were starting to like drift off and we were just like kind of still talking and I kind of knew he had a boyfriend but I didn't really care.
Scandalo.
I know. So I just kind of gave him a handy and then the next day he asked to like because they were going to keep us overnight because when we got there we were supposed to go straight to the concert because it started at like 9 a.m. and I'm like, okay, so we at least get to go to the hotel and like shower because all of us are kind of nasty. They were like, no. I was like, okay, fine.
All right, then.
I was like, I need to wash my hands.
Yeah.
Does somebody have a baby wipe? So
Purell was that like before Purell was invented?
No. How long do you think this was?
I don't know. How long ago was this?
Like it couldn't have been that long.
How long ago was this?
Like
10 years, 15 years?
Maybe like no, it's like 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were supposed to. We're all staying at a motel.
Oh god.
We were staying overnight because the whole thing was like all day the concert, and like I only stayed for a couple hours, and I'm like, all right, I saw Everclear, let me leave. But we were supposed to share a room.
Oh. And
then he asked to be switched over to somebody else's room.
Oh no! Oh no!
She's sexually harassed.
Because I sexually harassed them now.
Hey, if he said okay,
I mean, but I also was like, what, you can't control yourself around me? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
I mean, you have the it factor,
right? Did you say the if?
The
factor? I was like, if you're here, I guess we'll do something.
Oh man. I like it.
But I loved working at House of Blues. It wasn't as much fun as I liked working at Hard Rock. It wasn't as much fun as House of Blues. But like the caliber of people who actually came through was like amazing. And I just liked being able to go in the restaurant anytime I wanted and be like, hey, can I get this?
Chicken nuggets, please.
I know, it's true.
That's what I would do.
I totally would.
Hard Rock has good food.
But like my favorite was I saw one of my favorite bands there for the first time ever, and it was the Pixies, and I got to sit up top above, like the first row on the top. They had a balcony area, and it was like right there, center, and I could see them right there.
Were you close?
Cool. I was really close. And then there was like the Creed video that got recorded there, where they had to like digitally take the crowd and multiply them so it looked like a full theater because not a lot of people showed up.
Oh no.
I thought that was hilarious.
Wait, for Creed, like
Creed the band,
like the gospel Creed?
Are they like
Down to One Last Breath Creed?
I think so, yeah. Like the rock band, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was that.
Huh.
So what about you? After Starbucks you
yeah,
went
so
to...
then so when I was in college, I was like a researcher or whatever.
Yeah.
But then it was like, now we're getting into like my real jobs, whatever you want to call them, like my industry jobs. I'm using quotation marks. My first job out of college, I was a engineer in a pharmaceutical company in Los Angeles. And there was like a lot that happened at that job. Not like bad things, but like I was a temp worker, right? And it was the only thing I could get. And it turned out that like my lease in my college town was up like 2 days after I got my job offer. Cause I was like, I'm gonna have to move home. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have a job. What am I supposed to do with my life? I was like really sad, right? And so then I ended up having to move to LA. I never wanted to move to LA. I never wanted to live in LA. I had like a huge aversion to Los Angeles. And then where did I have to move to? LA. And so, I worked it was just like I was like an engineer, like doing engineering stuff, blah, 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 whatever. But like all the things that I would do, like were very LA. Like, that's when I started learning what brunch was. And like, I went to West Hollywood like every weekend. I went on Friday. I went on Saturday. I went on Sunday. I was a mess. Like 24-year-old me, hot mess. Still a hot mess, but 31 now. She's learned. But like, I would always find myself in the most random situations. So like, I had broken up with my first boyfriend, and then I got my job, and then we ended up getting back together. And then he was like in PR or something, and like knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who needed someone to like volunteer for like a charity event. And I was like, okay, whatever. It was very LA, like, hey, do you know anybody that can volunteer for this charity event? Oh my God. It's like on Doney, like in the Beverly Hills, blah, 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 whatever, the hills or something. So I was like,
were you a cater waiter?
Was I what?
Were you a cater waiter?
No.
Okay.
No. But this story is like, sometimes I ask myself, how did I get in this situation? And like, it's super random. So he knew someone who needed mimes. Like miming. What is that called? Like where it's like, oh, like, let me pull the fake rope.
Yeah. No, it's called miming. Yeah.
Right? To like be there as like entertainers. And he's like, well, do you want to do this? And I was like, I don't have anything to do that weekend. So, okay, right? Turns out it was for like a movie, like a small movie or whatever, at Patrick Dempsey's house.
Was it a porn?
No, it was like a charity thing or whatever. So I didn't know who Patrick Dempsey was.
Oh my God, McDreamy?
Sure. So it was at his house. Beautiful house, by the way. Really gorgeous. Like in the hills of Hollywood. And like they had to get us ready to be mimes to like, you know, I'm doing like the hand motions of like miming. So when the guests come in, it was like Parisian French theme.
Hold on.
You're giving me a hand.
So I'm just like, I'm having a hard time believing that you could ever be quiet for that long.
Just wait. I couldn't. And this is it adds to the story.
Okay.
So whatever the movie was, like, you know, they do their little thing or whatever, and I was with my ex-boyfriend. I was just like, I can't not be quiet, right? Because, as you said, Paul, I am a loud person and I'm chatty. So in walks Gabby Sidibe, who played Precious. And she was just like really rude and I didn't like her. Oh. Yeah, I know, right? So anyway, I was like in a corner talking to my boyfriend. I was like, how much longer do we have to do this for? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, can we take this makeup off because it's like burning my skin? And also the like wardrobe that they gave us was women's clothing.
So you were fine.
I know. I'm in women's petites. You would have managed me in your assistant manager lady, whatever.
Ladies department,
yeah. And I was like, oh my God, like this is really annoying. And so, like, Gabby was like really annoying. She was really rude, and I had made her like jump over like a fake log, and I was like, oh my God, stop! Like you're gonna have to walk across this or whatever. So like, turns out the next day she tweeted, or maybe she tweeted while we were at the party, like, oh my God, like mimes be shady. I can't believe that like the art is lost. Like these two people are out like in the corner chatting right now. And then then she was like, I knew it was time to leave the party when the mime like rubbed his boner on me. And I was like, bitch, that didn't happen. That's a lie. And like, if you go on her Twitter, that tweet is about me and my ex-boyfriend.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Let me see if I have a picture.
Okay. Well, while you look for that.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to look up Gabby Sidibe boner. Because that's going to be something weird.
Well, it was on a website. And like, yeah, that time a gay mime rubbed his boner on Gabby Sidibe on Queer Tea.
Oh my gosh.
Here's a precious moment.
Do they have a picture?
You're at a party with the Hollywood types when two gay mimes show up. Typical Tuesday night until one of them rubs his boner on you. 100% wrong. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, okay, go ahead.
I don't know if I have, like, there should be a picture.
Oh, God.
Yes! Oh my God, here it is! So if you look at I'm in the mime on the right.
Oh my God. The one with the black bow tie?
Yeah. And that was my ex-boyfriend.
You were so gay.
I know. So yeah, and that's the thing is I was thinking about all of my jobs and it was like, okay, LA, I worked in LA or whatever, but some of the shit that I got into was so random.
We have to get that on the Instagram.
Oh yeah, I'll save it. I will save it. So yeah, that was a fun,
oh my God,
fun experience. But I mean, LA was a beast in and of itself. And I ended up moving to downtown LA because I was doing a sublet in oh God, what was it called? Eagle Rock. Which is it's a nice area. And then I moved to downtown because I was I don't want to sublet anymore. The people that own the house are really rude. And so I moved to downtown and it was the sketchiest of sketchiest neighborhoods, but my rent was $600. Excuse me. And there were bug infestations, rats, you name it. I had it in the building. And so that's why my standards for living are kind of low. I'm oh, you have a window? Cool. The door locks? Great. Oh, no bugs? I'm good. But yeah, that was my favorite. That in LA was insane. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I would not have picked mime as a job that you would have had before.
But I didn't get paid. And the really annoying part is everyone who the guests were super fun.
Do you know what movie it was for?
I don't. Mm-mm.
Oh gosh! Now I had to look up Gabby Sidibe and Patrick Dempsey in a movie together.
I don't think it was there though.
Oh, were they actually filming something, or was
it was for
a release party
a launch
or something?
Yeah. Okay. And they had really good food though, but we weren't allowed to eat until after we demimed.
Oh.
And it was funny because I had the whole mime makeup on and we had made friends. I'm using air quotes, and then I demimed and I was "Hey everybody," and they were "Wait, who are you?" And I was I was the
And they were "Oh my God, did you rub your boner up against Gabby?"
Yeah, so good.
That's fun, though.
I know, crazy story.
So before we get on with the rest of the show, we just want to take a moment now to talk to our listeners directly.
Getting real.
We're getting real up in here.
We are two men picked to have a podcast in a house. This is the real podcast of San Diego.
God. I don't know where you're going with that.
Well, isn't it 7 strangers picked to live in a house?
Yeah.
Where they actually are all going to have sex with each other.
Did you watch the Real World reunion from of New York?
Uh-uh.
Oh, yeah. They took the people from the first season ever and put them back in a apartment. The exact apartment that they were in before.
Was the first one.
No, New York.
Oh.
And so they put them back in the same apartment.
Was it 30 years later?
Yes. So a reunion.
Oh my God.
To see how different they were.
Were any of them different?
Yeah, a lot of them were.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's something you probably should check out. Huh. I don't know what it's on, Paramount Plus or something like that if you get that.
Yeah. Anyway, listeners.
So listeners.
We're getting real.
We need your help. You are the only ones that can save us.
What is
That's
it?
very
Obi-Wan
Star
Kenobi.
Wars right
Only you. Only something.
Yeah.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Just imagine that Joe is miming this to you right now.
Yes. Except I wouldn't be speaking.
So we just want to say, we need your help growing this podcast. We've been doing this for a while, and we really enjoy doing it. So if you guys can help us get the word out, if you see us post, if you can share our post, if you can share our stories, all that kind of stuff. When you're out with your friends and family, if you can talk about our podcast.
While you're spreading your legs, spread the story.
Right?
While you're spreading the word of the Lord, spread our information.
While you're getting your guts rearranged, you might want to talk about it with the person. You know, have you heard this new podcast I'm getting?
Yeah. Hey, I learned how to get my guts rearranged by the butt doctor, Dr. Carlton.
Exactly. There's a lot of information on here that some people might need.
Yes, not some people. Everyone needs it.
Everyone needs it. Everyone needs to know.
It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, whatever you are, you need us.
But we also want your ideas for podcast topics and things you'd like for us to talk about. Make sure to slide in our DMs on Instagram. And we don't have a Twitter, so you can't tweet us.
No.
Not yet.
But you can just, slide on in. We like it if you slide in.
And you can do that slow, you can do it fast, I don't care.
Yeah, or just like surprise us. And sometimes it's fun.
Or like send us an email at tugayspod@yahoo.com.
Yes. People email us because then we can like have like fan favorites or like something.
I don't feel like we've done a lot of self-promotion lately on the podcast, so I feel like we need to do.
Well, and I think, I guess the ask to the listeners is if you enjoy us, think of people that you would think would also enjoy us and tell them. Like, drop it in conversation. Maybe you're at the dentist. Oh my God, have you heard of this podcast? And then be like, here we are, tugayspod.
Yeah, or if you want to go on wherever you stream your podcast, if you can great. If you can subscribe, even better, write a review.
And then share that review with a friend.
Make sure it's 5 stars.
Yes, only 5 allowed. Same amount of fingers that you have if you have 5 fingers.
I know. Oh, now you just shamed everybody who doesn't have 5 fingers.
I said that if you have 5 fingers.
Even if you don't, please give us 5 stars.
Yes. But yeah, share, and then that way we can, do more fun things with you all.
So we're going to get back into it. So my next job was Pier 1 Imports.
Oh, did you see Kirstie Alley?
No, but you know what? She was not
Pier 1,
a great spokesperson for us.
Was she Pier 1 or Old Navy?
She was Pier 1.
Okay.
She's both Pier 1 and Old Navy because she was Old Navy later.
Oh, Lord.
But
pick a lane, girl.
She was not great for us, and I'm very happy about that because now that her true colors have come out, like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But, like, I really loved working for Pier 1.
Is that, like, the one that's kind of like Cost Plus World Market?
Yes. But, like, I was there when they went through this whole change of, like, we're going to change who we are. So before they would have the stores would be packed with stuff and stuff would be hanging from the ceilings and things like that. And then I got there and they were like, you know what? We're going to make it a little bit lighter. We're going to spread things out. There's not going to be as much stuff in there.
What did they sell?
So they sold a lot of wicker and bamboo and everything. So, and ornaments and candles and dishes and stuff like that. So my favorite is like, I worked there I worked for Pier 1 for like 7 years. So.
Dang. Okay. Were you a manager?
I worked my way up to assistant manager.
Still, hey, good for you.
And like my manager that I worked with, oh my God, we were the worst because we should have been just like fired because of the way we acted.
But also remember that we aren't bad employees. We just like variety.
Yeah. Well, but we would be very like sexual harassing each other.
That's fine.
Because it'd be like, we get mad at each other and be like, suck my dick. And I'm like, I have my mouth open. Like, what?
This is the manager?
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to fire you if they're participating. Exactly. So also, listeners, if you have a good relationship with your manager, you'll go far.
But the one I worked at was right next to a Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh.
And so we would go over there and they give us free food. Oh. Because there are people like
pizza?
Yeah. Okay. People hate on Chuck E. Cheese, but like their pizza was actually pretty good and their wings were fire.
Like hot?
No, they were amazing.
Okay, like lit AF?
Like lit AF.
We're so cool and popular.
If that had been around then, that's what I would have said, but like they were cool.
I mean, they lit the oven up.
But, so here's a little story for that. So one night, I think I told the story before, but like I'll tell it again anyway. So one night I'm working and I had 2 girls with me.
Oh. And
we're closing up and there's this old homeless guy who used to like hang out behind our store, and like there were times where he would like shit on the ground and stuff like that. And
naturally,
I'd have to go out there, like break boxes down, and then I'd step in person shit.
Oh no!
And I'd be so mad. But this one night,
well, your Skechers like safety shoes, obviously.
Right? Exactly. But like. So I'm there and the girls come in and they're like, hey, so the old guy is out there and we have this pizza left over. So we're wondering if we can just give him the pizza. And I'm like, really? Like, okay, but you both have to go together and like scream if something happens because I can't walk out of the office right now because I have money that I was counting.
Yeah.
And so like, okay. So they go out and like 2 minutes later they come back and they're like, we're never giving him food ever again. And I'm like, why? And they're like, because he was like, do you have anything to drink instead? And he didn't mean like soda or water because they asked. And he was like, no, do you have any beer? And I'm like, I told y'all, I tried to warn you that this was not a good idea. But I applaud he wanted to be a nice person.
The children they have to learn.
But I was like, but I also like when me and Andy watch movies or TV shows, I'm like, oh, that's Pier 1. Oh, that's Pier 1. I go into people's houses and I do that. I'm like, oh, you got this at Pier 1.
Are they still around?
No, they're closing down all of them because when I left, they had gone through this whole thing where they were like deciding they were going to do Scandinavian design furniture, which was not in their brand.
Oh, man.
And then their stocks dropped to like single digits. Yeah, it was not cute. And I'm like, oh, time for me to jump ship.
How long ago was this?
Oh, God. This was like 15.
Because I feel like I haven't seen a Pier 1 in a long time.
Oh, well, there's one up in Mission Valley. It just closed, though. Oh. Finally.
I was just going to say, like, we should go.
No.
Wow.
I do, but I used to love it because I used to get their Labien ornaments every year.
Their what?
Their Labien, where they would, like, paint something.
I heard a bad word.
What did you hear?
It's a female body part.
A labia?
Yeah.
Yes, my
I was like, why do you have labia ornaments?
My whole tree is just labias all the way down.
Wait, the majora or the menorah? And we're not talking about the candelabra for Jewish things.
So, but no, like I would get the labia ornaments, and that would meant like they were.
I can't.
Which is, it's even better because you have to paint them from the inside.
Oh, God. I don't know what it looks like, so I'm like, yeah.
Oh, my God, they're beautiful. I have a couple of them that are really nice. And they're huge. So they come in their own little, like, they're like chenille little boxes.
Huge labia.
So your labia came in a pink box sometimes.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, God, this is like your sausage pizza thing. I'm having it.
No, see, it happens.
Oh, well, okay, those are really pretty.
Yeah, right?
Those, wow, okay.
They're painted from the inside. So that's kind of like what labien means.
How do they do that?
A very thin brush, and they do it like
just
that.
Like one hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
On the labien.
So... Right, a crooked brush when you had to get certain things.
It's a landing strip. Oh, man.
So, did you ever watch Bringing Down the House with Queen Latifah and Steve Martin?
No, I've heard it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I might have seen bits and pieces of it in, like, on
where
TBS
she played somebody who
day.
was framed for a thing, and she got out of jail, and she met up with Steve Martin because they were talking on AOL Messenger in a chat room.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. Well, there is a fight scene at the country club in the women's locker room, and all of the stuff in there is from Pier 1. So I'm like, oh, that's from Pier 1. That's from Pier 1.
Oh,
that's from Pier 1.
We should make that a game. Like, we should go places and be like, can fall pine? I'm sorry, the labia just got me. Can Paul find the Pier 1 in the situation?
I do that all the time. Oh, it's crazy.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So what about you? I know, labien, I know. So what about you? What's next?
So my next job, I worked at Neutrogena. So I know. So I did. Did
you get free products?
Oh, we did.
Oh,
heavily discounted. They have like the NutriShop or whatever, and so but it was like right past Compton in LA.
Okay.
So it wasn't in the best area.
Oh, so you guys didn't come straight out of Compton?
No.
Okay.
I had to go through Inglewood, Idlewild. I don't know.
You didn't get that, did you?
I didn't.
Okay.
I don't know that. Take a shot. No, but I worked at Neutrogena, and it was really interesting because I was like, this is weird. And that's when I'm kind of like, well, I guess since I'm like consulting here, I might as well like buy their products. But I had to do graveyard shift.
Oh.
Yeah, for like 3 months. And it was terrible because I was like, I'll be like a team player and volunteer to do graveyard shift. Never ever be a team player, everybody. I mean, like partially. And so it was like a lot. I think it was actually like 8 weeks, and it was like it felt like an eternity because like I never worked at night, and then I had to work, and there was only 3 of us, and we had to like work together, and it was like I think that the manufacturing site was haunted, and so we were always like, oh, are we gonna see stuff? Oh
my God. Were you making soap, or were you making
lotions, potions, soap, face wash, acne cream, sunscreen? All of that stuff. Yeah. And I worked on the cleaning team to develop cleaning methods so that the manufacturing equipment would not transfer
Oh, not
stuff
like the
over.
janitorial.
No.
Okay.
No. And like it was extremely important because like their ultra sheer sunscreen, it would not come off of the manufacturing equipment. So like after that, we'd be like, well, crap. Like how are we going to get this off? Because like they needed to make other products. So if you use ultra sheer Neutrogena, know that it will protect you because it doesn't come off of stainless steel.
Oh, wait, so you go to the ocean or anything, and it was like...
It stays on. But yeah, so
you heard it here first, people.
Yes, but also, like, make sure if you're using Neutrogena products, don't use fragrance products because it'll be irritating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, that was my next job, but I still lived in LA. And so at this point, I had broken up with the boyfriend that we went to Patrick Dempsey's house with. But I was still, causing a ruckus in West Hollywood, waking up in random people's houses, That's how you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after Pier 1 for me, I went to
Pier 2?
No.
No. Pier 39 in San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf.
I will tell you though, at Pier 1, there was when I went to, because I started off on the store in Orlando on West Colonial, and then I went to the Altamont Springs store, and there was a guy there who started not long after I worked there. He wasn't there for very long. He was only there for a couple months, but he kept trying to sleep with me.
Oh, because you have the it factor.
Yeah, that's it.
That if factor.
But like we'd have to do like every Tuesday and Friday we get merchandise in. So I'd have to unload the truck. So we had to be there at like 6 a.m.
Oh no.
And like he'd want me to unload. And I'm like, I'm gonna need you to back up off me. Okay. Like
you're coming on real strong, by the way.
I'm like, I actually had to have a talk with like my manager at the time.
Really?
Like, hey, this is a little out of hand. Like, I don't care. Like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of flattered, but like, that was a lot. Like,
please
every time. And
every Tuesday, Friday?
Every Tuesday, Friday. And it was like, it usually takes about an hour to an hour and a half to unload the truck all the way because you're taking off like large pieces of furniture, like armoires and everything like that.
And you were doing that.
And I was doing that. Oh, yeah, girl. I put in work.
That's why you're so ripped.
Okay. I will tell you, I think that's where my back problems come from having to do that. Because we were not very smart getting armoires.
Did you not wear the that support things?
I had a bitch.
Lift with your knees, not your back.
I do other things on my knees, but
pray. I know.
Yeah. So, but then I went to Target.
Okay.
And I started off as the electronics team leader.
Ooh.
I know, right? It's like that was like the prestige one because
those are expensive products.
Right. And you had all the lockup stuff and everything. And your shit changed every week because you'd have to go through and move all the CDs. And you have to move all the books and all the videos and stuff like that because
current events
every week something new comes out. So you're changing all that.
Oh my god, that'd be so annoying.
And I have to change the video game cases and all that stuff. And then at Christmas time, like you're the number one department.
Yep.
And it's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
But I used to love it because like especially during Christmas time because then all the college kids came in and they were like, "We're looking for a job," and I'm like, "I'll take him."
How old were you at that point?
Oh gosh, I was like 30 something.
Okay.
So, and I used to love it because I would always work the corral, which was the boat, the electronics boat. And
what do you mean the boat?
And that's what they called it because it was just like that's where all the cameras were. So people would come in and they'd ask all these questions, and I'm just like bullshitting my way through like, oh my god, yeah, that's great. That one only has 26 pixels. This one has 38, but it depends on what you want.
Oh my god, I would want to see you sell that.
And I'd be like, this one comes in pink, or this one, or this one. Because it was like those Sony ones where they came in different colors.
The Sony Vios.
I don't know if it's a laptop, Vio, but like
Sony XLM.
I think so. Yes.
No, that was Casio. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
But I used to love that job. And then I worked my way up to like senior team leader.
Damn.
Yeah. So like I could open and close the store by myself. So
the responsibility.
I know she had responsibilities. And like I did have like a crush on like my boss.
Oh.
Because, like, if Brett's listening, I'm sorry, Brett. But he was just like a cutie. He was like 6'3", 6'4", and he was like a big guy. And I'm just like, looked like he gave really good hugs.
Was he gay?
No, he's straight.
Don't you hate that?
I know. But his wife is really nice.
Ugh. Okay. I'm happy for her. Enjoy, Brett.
I was happy for her too because I found out he has a size 16 foot.
What if he has a tiny penis?
Oh, well, that'd be sad.
Like people with big cars, right?
Yeah.
Those big trucks, like that's micro penis. Yeah. If all you listeners here ever, anybody like driving by and there's like an engine roaring, tiny dick.
Yeah, there's a lot of them here. But yeah, no, I used to have a crush on him.
I don't think I've ever had a crush on my boss.
No? None of your bosses?
No, because I've had really bad bosses.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And ugly, too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, like, Target had some really cute guys in it and stuff like that, so I'd always have those. But the worst that I hated about Target was, like, you couldn't move up unless you had a college degree. So senior team leader was as high as I was going to get without a college degree. And
would they pay for you to go back to school or to go school?
They would, but only if you took certain courses. Okay. Which was stupid because I was senior team leader, so I trained executives that were coming in, like on how to do things and how Target works and stuff like that. I had to train somebody who came in, never worked in retail before, but they got an executive team leader position because they had a college degree. You know what their college degree was in? Physical therapy.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, when they told me that, I'm like, are you effing kidding me right now?
Well, it really, definitely worked at Target.
Obviously.
When you're not loading the trucks right, you need to stretch.
And I'm like, so I'd have to work with this person and I'd be like, okay, so when we get in the morning, I'm like, he'd get there before me. And I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. Like, did you check with the night crew? Where are they with the
night crew?
Yeah, because we have a night crew who would stock the whole store because we get our trucks in overnight.
Holy crap. Okay.
Right. So like, there's like a 30-person crew that does this. And I'm like, did you check with the night crew yet to see where they're at with the push yet or what? And he'd be like, no. And I'm like, so what have you been doing when you got here 20 minutes before me? Oh, checking my emails. And I'm like, we opened in like an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. We didn't do this. I was a hard ass at Target.
I want to see it. Oh, yeah.
But it was also like an HR nightmare because like I would get into arguments with like some of the executives.
Oh, it was like with customers?
Oh, well, I get in arguments with customers too. Because they'd be like, I want to speak to the manager. And I'm like, oh,
I am the manager.
Well, I'm the manager on duty. So here we go.
That would be so fulfilling to me if that were me. Like, and they were like, I'm not happy. I'd be like, let me get the manager. Like you walk out of the room and then you walk back. Hi.
All right. Turn around and go, hi, how can I help you? I had a woman. So I'm working here at Encinitas up in northern San Diego, and I just moved not too long ago from Orlando to San Diego, and I'm working
Wait, when did you move again?
Because of my partner.
No, when?
Oh, God, this was like
10 years ago?
2011.
Okay.
I think it was.
Nice.
And so I'm working the front desk because it's a busy day, and I was GSTL, and this woman comes up and she tries to return something that's like 3 years old.
Wait, she tries to what?
Tries to return something that was 3 years old with no receipt.
Okay.
So I get her, and I'm trying to be like super nice to her, and I'm like starting to get upset because she's like, well, you're taking this back. And I'm like, unfortunately, ma'am, we can't take this back because there's nothing in the system. If you like, I can give you $3.98 for it, and that's about it. She's like, this is a $30 set of baskets, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I'm sure it was when you purchased it 3 years ago, but we no longer have this. And she was like, it still had the tag on it. I'm like, and I do appreciate that. But
this thing has depreciated.
And I'm like, the fact remains that it was 3 years ago. So finally she gets out of my face, but she was like, when she's leaving, she's like, what are you, gay or something? And I'm like, well, yes, ma'am, I am. Thank you for noticing. Have a great day. Next.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So fast forward to like 4 hours later, I'm in a manager meeting with like all the executives and stuff like that. And one of the guys who I dislike with a passion because he was such a douche metrosexual want to hit him every day I saw him because he had this like slimy look to him. And I was like, ugh.
What was his name?
I cannot. That's the thing. I can't remember his name for the life of me.
I can always remember the bad.
So he goes, hey, Paul, were you working the desk earlier? And did you have an issue with a guest? And I'm like, yeah, she was trying to return something that's 3 years old, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, there's a review on Foursquare about you. And I'm like, what? So he shows me, and I'm like, this woman did a review when she checked in on Foursquare, which was like an app where you could like check into different places.
Back in the day.
Now it's called Swarm. But she wrote that this gay guy that works at Target who thinks he's the manager would not let me return this item, even though it still had the tag on it and everything. And I'm like, she gave us like 1 star.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's some bullshit.
Well, that wouldn't fly today.
I know.
Oh my God.
But like everybody, like the next guest that I had after her was like, are you okay? I was like, oh, I'm fine, ma'am. I'm good, thank you.
Water off the duck's back.
Yeah,
Jinx Mom
water
soon
off the
would
duck's
say.
back.
I have a question. So, since you were at Target, you watch Superstore, right? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So
I'm like, that's racist that you all think I'm like Mateo.
So tell me how you feel about that when people compare you. Because I get compared to Jonah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah. So okay, like take your pick. Would you be Mateo or Jonah?
Well, I'm like, is it because I'm Filipino or is it because I'm sassy?
Or yeah, it's like
okay, I guess it's okay.
Gay?
But I love Superstore because we'll watch it and then Andy's like, is that kind of stuff happen for real? And I'm like, yes.
I need to catch up on this season.
100%. Yes, it does.
I love that show. That's one of my, I think I said it's one of my favorite shows.
It's like, there's weird stuff that happens, like those little cutaways.
Yes, they're the best.
They're the best.
They are the best.
But I'm like, that actually happens. Right there. That person doing that? Yep. So I'm like, you know what? I don't miss retail at all. I don't. I love being out of it because it was like the first year that I didn't have to work Black Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this feels so good. And I still don't do Black Fridays. I don't have the need for it.
I've never done it.
I
don't think it's just, I don't want to get trampled and die.
Well, do you have like, flashbacks where you get triggered like during 4th of July or Super Bowl parties or anything from when you worked at the pizza place? Like people calling in for thousands of pizzas at a time? No.
But I did, oh my God, when I worked at the pizza place, we were by a little, it was like a little kids amusement park. It was called Pixie Playland. And they would mass buy pizzas. I know.
Sounds like a gay bar.
Welcome to Pixie Playland.
Okay.
The unicorns are free. But they would have parties all the time. And they would buy pizza because we were right there. And I would have to like get like 10 pizzas ready and to them. And like it was all day. Like on the weekends, I was like, can people stop having birthdays at this damn place?
Well, could they not pre-order online?
No. Honey, remember when I worked at this place, I had the GPS book. I had my map book. Oh, Pixie Playland? Okay, I know it's across the street. Okay, that's quadrant A, page 12, number 4. Okay, it's on this street and this street. Okay, there it is. Pixie Playland. Oh, it's across. I see it, but I gotta do the GPS. Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone,
I think that's enough for our careers.
I think that's enough of our careers. Yeah.
And also, if you want to give us money, then sure.
Or like, if you want to talk about your career or any funny stories that you've had at work,
yes,
like send us an email.
Tell us
a direct
or like
message.
your worst or best job experiences, or maybe you know someone who has a good or bad one.
Or did you have a crush on your coworker or your boss, or did you sleep with a coworker or your boss?
I had a crush on Brad from Alaska at one of my jobs.
Brad from Alaska.
He was from Alaska, yeah.
I gotta figure,
but like,
but I'm also like Brad from Alaska
I'll wrap
Airlines.
this up. No, I'll wrap this up real quick. So like, I worked up in Carlsbad, and I was again a consultant, and like this Brad, he was just like super sweet and nice, but like a man. He would carry like a pocket knife because he was gonna like
shank someone.
Yeah, but like murder an animal or something.
Fillet of fish?
Sure. Ooh. McDonald's fillet of fish?
Okay, I love that.
But I crushed on him hardcore, and I was like, Alaska Brad.
Was he tall?
Yeah.
See,
he
I
was
think
tall
sometimes it's just because
and bulky and just like
Oh.
a man. Like he was a man. Like that's a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like someone who would probably like
break me, yeah.
Like afterwards punch you and stuff and spit in your mouth.
Or just like,
okay.
Or just leave while I'm sleeping.
Yes.
But he was also really sweet because he had just had a baby with his wife, and I was like, good for you. Alaska Brad.
We're so glad for her.
Anyway. So yeah, I did have a crush on Alaska Brad.
Oh, okay. All right, well, everyone, thank you for joining us. Have a great week.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.